Alright guys, so this is what that broken mirror looks like, and I'm going to show you how to take that out. Now in order for us to remove the mirror glass, we're going to have to separate the actual glass assembly here from the motorized backer plate. And so it's actually a delicate process, and you can actually damage this window assembly if it's not done correctly. So the first thing we need to do is actually press the glass all the way in towards the door and then down. And what the whole purpose of that is that so we can expose this little groove back here, if you can sort of see it, behind the mirror. It's almost like a little channel, and then there's like a tab inside, if you guys can see that. What we want to do is that we want to take our flat bladed screwdriver, right, and it's going to be fairly narrow. We're going to put it along this little plastic groove channel on the glass, and then we're going to hook the tab underneath. We're not hooked, but get underneath the tab. Can you guys see that? Right, and then we're just going to take our screwdriver and carefully pry away by pushing it further and further in and twisting your screwdriver. So here's a replacement mirror, a used one, and I'll just give you an idea of the technique that's used to remove the backer plate, because this one still actually has it on from the vehicle that it was pulled off of. So you can see here's that little groove channel right here, and the trick here is use your thin flat bladed screwdriver, get in underneath and twist back and forth to separate the adhesive. And then as the adhesive begins to separate, you can take another flat bladed screwdriver and begin to carefully undo what is supposed to be the motorized plate, right, from the other vehicle. Just comes off the back of the mirror like so. Now, to remove this for the very first time can be a little bit difficult because there is actually a double-sided tape adhesive that's on the back of the mirror assembly. But basically, the trick here is to just keep pushing in. Okay, so there's that little sort of stub out from the backing of the mirror, and you can see that tab, okay, right in there. And you just want to keep pushing your screwdriver in until you can actually see the backer of the glass right there separating from the motorized backer located here. Or you can take a larger flat blade and sort of get in through the side to help separate that adhesive. So now that I got the mirror off the motorized backing plate, which is right here, you can sort of get a better idea of what this looks like, or the disassembly process looks like with the mirror. So I stuck my screwdriver in when I put the mirror all the way in and down. That exposes this little channel here where the backer plate has a little tab that you jam a flat bladed screwdriver underneath, and then you begin to twist to separate this backer from the motorized plate. Okay, so now that we've got the replacement mirror plugged back in, we're going to now align this tab here and this tab here with the sort of notches in the replacement mirror. So basically, how I reinstalled this mirror onto the motor backing plate was I was wearing a pair of gloves, thick gloves by the way, and I just used my fist, like this, to press firmly against that backer plate until it snapped into place. It often helps that you hook one of the edges of the mirror onto the backing plate and then push firmly on the other side to snap it in place. Here's a better visual using the original glass that I pulled off, as well as that broken backer plate from the replacement mirror. Is that, so you got these little wings here, and they have to line up into here, here, and here, right? And then the trick is that when you're installing the mirror, that you actually want to hook part of that backer plate from the motor underneath this lip, so it just makes it easier to install. And then when you press firmly enough on the mirror, right, using your fist with a glove to protect it in case the glass breaks, is that you push hard enough, and then you can sort of see it snap on. And then of course you have to apply pressure to multiple spots on the mirror, and things snap back together. And there's not a chance in heck that that's ever going to come off while you're driving. Now, if you want to know how, if it's secured to the backer plate or not, is just take a look through that back, if you guys can see that. And you'll see that where we were prying to remove the original mirror is nice and flush against the back of the glass plate. And conversely, you can see the same thing on this side. Not well in the camera, but I can assure you that it's secured nice and firm.